We're going to do a little discovery on Glo-Brights. Very popular jewel for quite some time on your antique motorcycles. Got quite a few on Greenie. So Greenie was missing a couple, I had to replace them. Put the license plate ones on. You can see they're a little longer here. And they have a different depth, some of them. So I'm still trying to discover exactly who, what, and when. They made various ones. We have the amber ones. The modern reproductions are yellow. And that there is the point of this video. So we've got a couple of pre-war bikes. This beautiful little bike here that's waiting came with 6, 3 aside. That's the ones I got it with here. And you can see there's a difference in color here and here. Now, that they made them pre-war, we know for a fact, an absolute fact, because of photos. I can't find in any of my literature, not that I have every piece, any actual advertisement for a Glo-Bright pre-war. I don't have every piece. I've got some. So I don't know if anybody has all of them. So I'm going to take a look at what I got. And I've got a few that are off, which I pulled out of the showcase, as you can see. So we have my New Old Stock 47 catalog here. And this is the first piece of literature that I have that shows them. And they're calling them reflector jewels with this strange part number here. They call them reflector jewels. It says these high reflex lens plate jewels reflect light to resemble balls of colored fire, can be seen from 500 to 1,000 feet, made for safe night riding. Jewels are firmly embedded in strong metal caps, which are shaped to fit the new license plate frame. License frame. Here, it has a recessed edge, so I guess it would go around it. You can see the recessed edge here. Anchor bolts cannot pull out, available in red and green. Can also be used for other decorations. Now, that's the first advertisement I personally have for it. In this 52 book, they show up again. This is my 52 book, New Old Stock. And it's dated because we have various letters and price lists. See, this is a letter from Harley that came with this book. That's why we're calling it a 52 book. And now they're calling it reflector jewels with the name Glo-Bright. Here. Glo-Bright jewels add sparkle to saddlebags or license plate frame. These glass jewels are firmly spun in metal caps. Attaching screw is solidly embedded, 7/8 inch diameter. The jewels are very attractive. These jewels can also be used, look swell, as decoration on solo or buddy seats, saddlebags, other accessories. Supplied in set of 2, 1 red, 1 green for license plates, and a sets of 10 consisting of 4 red, 4 green, and 2 amber. 2 amber. Okay, so let's take a look at Greenie again. Because Greenie has that kit on it. Now when they were put on Greenie, we don't know. It was just a bike back in the day, you have to understand that. They didn't go to Palmer's book and go, we can't use that. Oh, no. They went down to the Harley shop and said, that looks cool, I'll take some of them. So we have the set of 10. Red, green, amber, green, red. Okay, not yellow. We made an earlier video because someone who cannot be named said, they never made that. Oh, really? Here it is. Red, green, amber, green, red. That's the set of 10. The license plate ones, as I pointed out, have a longer stem and a little wacky whack. And they don't fit here. Okay, that doesn't mean the earlier ones are not shorter for the license, but this is the standard license one today. Now I have some which we're going to see. See, this is longer here. It's longer here. These are shorter. I've got license plate ones that are shorter here. So they had different ones that they made different. They changed the mold, like every other product they had back then. It wasn't the same thing over and over and over again. They changed products. So what is interesting to me in the 52 book, now it shows up with a -37 number. Well, 37 is the first year they came out with the 5-hole saddlebag, like what's on Greenie. They didn't come out with metal plates until 38, but your 5-hole saddlebag instead of a strap bag was first introduced in 37. So now we have this little puzzle. So I put a posting in the AMCA deal of, hey man, I'm looking for some more of these. And Rob Nussbaum, who's got a shop back east, says, oh, they're just like the modern reproductions. You can't tell them apart. I'm like, dude, if I saw them in person, I could tell. I guarantee you. He puts a photo up. He's like, well, it's a photo. I can't really see, but I guarantee you, if I was in person, I could tell. So let's take a look at what the Fox Company is selling today, or modern reproductions. You have obviously new aluminum with zinc. Here's your Glo-Bright. Now it is glass. I mean, they did a nice job of that. Here's an up-close version. You can totally tell it's modern materials. Now, this is what I find interesting. We know, we've documented in the war era, they were short on aluminum to the point they were actually shorting materials on cases on the number boss just to have enough materials to get through on the aluminum, massive short supply. And we have here steel. We have steel. We have, this is 37, 38 to 40, 41. Now for these, that's an aluminum body. Steel. Okay? Steel. And they made some in aluminum. See? That is aluminum. I'm attracting this, but the body itself, it's the actual body, that is aluminum. So they were made both in steel and aluminum. The steel ones are at some point war era, pre-war, for because they were shorting materials, getting ready for the war. Exactly when they count with the steel ones, couldn't tell you. But if this is any indication, they certainly made aluminum ones for most of the pre-war period. So I was, I'm short ones for the 42. Well, that's a war era bike. A war era bike, when they're already shorting aluminum for cases, is going to need steel. And you could, they would have sold you whatever you wanted, really. I don't care what this says, set of 10, blah, blah, blah. You walk into the dealer, says, well, I want that, they're going to sell it to you if you hand over the money. And you could order it. So what I need to find for that bike, and you can see the difference in length. See the one on the left? This is license plate, fella. This is short. That's fender. See, license plate. Those are license plates. So what I need to find, I have not enough. And I've got one red license plate. And that bike there, the 42, is a red bike with red trim. So it had red grips. Got it like that. Only the 42 war era grips came with the red pigment in the rubber. Post-war, they wore rubber with paint. And I picked this up for it here, which is cool. And I just picked this up here, which is going to be really cool. So, still has the red kicker, which came with it. I'll probably leave that. I don't know. I was offered a back kicker, which was pretty cool, but that's gone. But anyway, in the back, for right now, I've got these cool jewels, and I have no advertisement when these came from, or even for sure that these little, obviously early little Wacky Whacks came with that. I put on any time. So that'll suffice for now, but what I want to do is put the little panniers here, if you will, the little plates on, which I've got some old stock ones, on that with some Glo-Brights. So I need to find war era, thus metal Glo-Brights in red, which would look just fine with what was going on with this motorcycle, red on red, to do that. So I'm short Glo-Brights. I barely was able to, because some of the greenies were missing and a couple were damaged. I was barely able to put this together here, and we have a couple mismatches, excuse me, as you can see. So these appear to be the metal ones. So let's have a look at these here. Rob says, "Oh, you can totally tell that, you know, or you can't tell rather." I said, "I can tell. You know, and I'm half blind. So how can that guy with good eyesight not tell?" So let's take one here and hold it up to the light. Let's see what we can, if I can get this on camera or not. Don't know if I can, but I'm gonna try. If you hold it up to the light, angle of the light, you can totally tell it's old glass. It has impurities in it. You can't tell like this. You can't tell in this type of light. You have to hold it up to the light. You look very carefully at it, at the edges and in the glass itself, and it has impurities. It has little bubbles, has little ripples along the side, that sort of thing. So not only is the housing different, but the glass itself, modern glass, doesn't have that. Not that they can't recreate it. I understand it, whether or not it's true or not. Old glass has lead, modern glass does not, and therefore you have impurities in how it was formed and that sort of thing. Now, whether this is true, I'm not a glass guy. This is what I was told. I assume I was told correctly, but there you have it. So I want to, try as much as possible to have these pre-war bikes with pre-war accessories as opposed to post-war accessories. So we're working on it, being very slow and specific, and see what kind of special doodads I can find. So that's that. Again, it was a written bike, so I have to go with how it was. As I mentioned the other day, I just put these little red jewels on. These are new old stock. I got those from Easy Russ. And these are kind of rough. I've got an NOS one and an NOS another one. It's a little bit different amber. I don't have a pair. So, exactly who, what, and where, and when, and all that. On those, they're already on the bike. I'm certainly not going to take them off. Very common thing. So we're trying to, not everything documentation-wise lasted. And as I get lucky, I'll hopefully come across more literature of seeing it happened then, it happened here, in specific years. But I'm going for as close as I can to era accessories, and there's a very big difference between post-war and pre-war stuff in most instances, even on the same part, because manufacturing changes, the stamp changes, the dies change. So we're trying to go pre-war. So if anybody has any information, any documentation, any extra doodads like those Glo-Brights, so I need more for old champ there, and I need more, quite a few more of these. I'd really like to take and put those for the license plates. I've only got 4. Got them on the 38 over there, and I've got these 2 here. So let's take a look at the 38 to remind everybody what we had. So here's the 38. This is what they look like on the machine here. So there we have it. And as I showed you that they did have the pre-war, here we're going to go back and look at again. But those look, I have no idea when they made these, but they look just so good on this bike. Unless I find something better, I'm going to leave them. We have quite a few. There's already a hole in the fender here, so I put that there. I'm going to put on the center west flap there. It just makes it so sparkly. So that's that on this bike here. So anyways, that's our little discovery on Glo-Brights for this evening. And these are the little fender license plate jewels we have on a couple of the other bikes here, in case you're wondering. I'm using what I have. And these later jewels certainly work real well post-war, but pre-war, I think we should have the earlier jewels, don't you? So that's what we've got there. So I need to get a few more for champ, as I said, and it'd be nice to have a couple more for old Jade over here. Finish the lineup. So missing the amber and red on either side. I'm going to put a chrome screw in there. I mean, that's good enough for now, but I'd like to finish it. Put it back where that's the way it went originally. And so one project at a time, and there we go. So I've made the decision to go ahead and put the earlier Speedo in, and I have a new old stock face over here. Right here. As you can see, it's gold. It's an old stock face I picked up, $39.40. And that light greeny is deserving of that face. So we're going to do a date code 40 Speedo with that face and assemble that one and pull that Speedo out just because it's going to look so good on that bike. That'll be awesome. And put that Speedo somewhere else. Just because I want to. Not for any other reason but that. So that's that. I was going to add something else, but I can't remember right now, so I guess it must not be important. And I will see you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.